welcome back to the Great Alaskan Journey. I know we haven't posted for a while. We just haven't had that much going on. But now that spring has started, we have lots going on, including all our fruits and vegetables that we already planted, which we'll be planting more today. And we also have some exciting news on the extension of our homestead. We'll show you that in a little bit. Let's just talk about Alaska weather here for a second. It has been amazing. It's been in the 40s, the snow has been melting, and our garden is starting to show. And this is exactly what it's like on May 2nd of 2023 here in Alaska. Let's check it out. It's snowing. That's right. This whole entire area behind me was clear of snow until this morning. Kind of crazy, right? So what are we gonna plant?
The first one we're gonna do is Brussels sprouts of cucumbers.
Tomatoes, they're called Polar Beauties. So we are gonna do lots of those. We want lots of tomatoes this year. The ones we already mentioned before, these are all Denali seeds. We're gonna see if they do better because we were told these are kind of like the types to get that grow well in Alaska.
Broccoli.
We can do a couple broccolis.
Lettuce.
Oh yes, this one I'm so excited for on the lettuce.
So we have a butter crunch lettuce, and then we also had kale. And
so the next, celery.
Yeah.
And then we want to do like a different section for all our herbs. So we have in here, we have the Denali Seed Company basil, one thing of parsley. We have peas, but we're just gonna plant the peas right into the ground this year.
Oh, that's right. We did get ones made for Alaska this year.
Another thing we learned last year, you plant carrots right into the ground. We don't have to pre-do that, so that's good. We don't have corn started yet, do we?
Oh shoot, we were supposed to start.
Yeah, we need to start corn. We're not doing onions from seeds this year.
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out very well for us. So what we decided to do was the onion bulbs. And we got these 90 set packages for $4 at Home Depot. So we have the onion red baron, onion snowball, Stuttgarter,
Yellow
onions, and so we plan on doing that this year instead of doing them from seed.
Maybe we'll do beets.
Yeah.
No, beets are supposed to go straight into the ground.
Were they? No.
We screwed up because we put too many seeds inside of one pod.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to do that, so they all grew as one.
Yeah.
And kind of got screwed up. So we'll do a couple.
Yeah. We'll see if we can perfect it this year with a couple. So let's go out there and actually start planting them in our starter kits. Okay, so for the big reveal, it's not that big. As you can probably hear and tell, how we're expanding our homestead is by having chickens. These are just going to be egg-laying hens, so we can get fresh eggs all the time. And we got little chickies. So we have 6 chicks. I know we have
Morans. Rhode Island Reds.
Rhode Island Reds.
And I don't know any others.
I think one of them was like Plymouth Rock.
Yeah.
But they didn't have one that we ordered, so they gave us a different one, and we forgot what the name of it was. But we have 6 of them. And we are loving them. They are so cute.
This one always just lays down.
Yeah. But these are they're between 2 and 3 weeks old now.
The older ones we named Duran. This is a baby. We did Duran and Meadow.
For the
more mature ones.
Yeah, no, what breed?
Oh, the Morans.
The Morans.
Duran is Moran. This one is Duran. Don't jump. And this one is Meadow. Meadow might jump. They always want to jump back in.
They're a brooder.
Yeah. She looks like a hawk.
Oh.
She did. I think she got her inside.
Got her inside just in time.
I got her inside just in time. You can tell when they want to go to the bathroom because they'll stretch their neck out and like their butt back and wiggle, and that means they're going to the bathroom.
So like I said, we have...
And you have like 3 seconds too.
Yeah. So we have 6 of them. They're all egg-laying hens. The majority of them will lay between, I think it said 200 to 300 eggs
a year.
Mm-hmm. And that's like they're more like
5 to 7. No.
Well, they lay between 5 to 8 years, but like those numbers will slowly go down as they get older until they stop producing eggs. And then they're just expensive lawn ornaments that we just love to keep around.
Yeah.
We haven't bought any chickens.
Did you say expensive lawn ornament?
Yeah. Because that's what they are.
Yeah, it is. It's funny.
So, we didn't get any like meat broiler ones because we're not sure we're there yet for that.
Unless the world comes to an end.
Yeah. But we're naming them because we're not eating them, so they're cute.
Yeah. We don't know what to name the new 4 babies yet, but...
Any suggestions, let us know.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see what their personalities are like when they're older.
Yeah. So another thing we have to do now, as soon as all that additional snow melts, is build a chicken coop. Mm-hmm. And we actually went to Home Depot and we got some cheap lumber that was on sale. We just keep buying it slowly, so it's a little bit cheaper to build, and we want to give them a good chicken run area. So you just jump back in. We are handling them a lot, so they are accustomed to us, and so that they're just better off with us when we're in the chicken coop with them, so they just behave better. We have some happy chicks here, though. They have plenty of food, water. We have the heat lamp on right now because this room gets kind of cold, but we do have a chicken, like, little heater that they can go under because the temperature is, like, really important. Another thing you always want to do is you want to get your chicks and you want to check their bottoms. That was the one thing we were told, because they get something called pasty butt. Isn't that what it's called? Pasty butt?
Yeah, from the lamp.
From the heat lamp, and the poop dries onto their down, and then it seals up the butt, and then they can't poop anymore, and then they die within like a day or 2 of it. So you want to keep a close eye on your chicks for all these, for that, so they don't die. And you also really need to watch out for the temperature. You need to watch for certain things where it may be too hot for them or it may be too cold for them. See how they're acting by behavioral reasons. So this is the next expansion to our homestead. And maybe next year we'll add something else, but this is a pretty big responsibility. It's a lot of work. Don't try to jump. Our whole addition to our homestead so we can just become more independent here in Alaska.
Yep.
Got anything else to say?
No. We gave them 2 boxes and they can actually travel back and forth.
Here, let's give you a cribs tour. Here you go.
Let's do a house tour, yeah. So in bucket number 1, they're all in here right now, but we have just their feed in here because we filled this up yesterday completely and they've managed to eat and disperse the whole thing all over. They eat most of it, but that's why I want to keep that one in there so they can just focus on feed in there, and then they can travel through this tunnel that we made to go to the next bucket, and they love to run back and forth through it. If one goes, I'll go. Water, they've drinking about almost half after a day, and then this side it has the heater as well that they can crawl under. A little perch so they can...
And we also turn this off at night.
Mm-hmm. And a mirror so they can look at themselves. That's it.
Oh.
All right, we're finally outside and all the snow's gone and it's nice. A couple little patches over there, but besides that, it is a warm day. It got up to 63. Was hot for a little bit. It just finished raining, not too much, just a fun little shower. But we're actually gonna start planning out the future of our garden this year. So we're gonna do a bunch of measurements inside. We wanted to start like doing stuff today, but I don't know if we're gonna get to it. And we're gonna see what we can get and how to utilize our space as much as possible. And again, like we said, we're gonna use cinder blocks. So we gotta take each one, which is 16 inches long, figure out the rows and where they're gonna go, or squares or rectangles. Like, we thought of treated lumber, but it's so expensive right now. And we did a little bit of the math before. Hopefully start this weekend. We still have to build a chicken coop for the chickens.
Yep. But right now we're just focusing on the garden, and let's get to it.
First mosquito. First mosquito. I got him.
So what am I measuring here?
Here, I'll measure you by the green pencils to get straight lines. Okay, so we're making this easy. Every cinder block is 16 inches long. The width doesn't really matter that much to us. A little bit.
A little bit.
But on a tape measure, every 16 inches is colored red. So if you see 3 red little lines, you need 3 cinder blocks. What do we want right
I mean, I think that's enough space, right? Like how it is right now. Don't you? Okay, so we're in a little bit of a dilemma right now. We mapped out this row of how many cinder blocks we would need, and it came up to do 2 rows, one on each end of our garden. It would be 176 blocks, and it would be close to $535 for just those 2 rows. And then we wanted to do squares in between the rows, and we're trying to figure out if we want to use pressurized wood now. We found out that there's no harmful chemicals in the wood that would hurt the plants. So now it was a little bit cheaper, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's only cheaper. It's without the support of the wood, it's cheaper. But we're trying to figure out how to support the wood.
Because it goes long ways and it needs some kind of support in there.
Or, I mean, I don't want to like bow in the middle.
Yeah.
I guess you can just do one piece across.
So we're trying to figure this out, what we exactly want to do. That's why we're doing this right now before we go out and buy everything. Go through with either blocks or the pressurized wood. We need to figure that out. but we are going to be pulling the trigger on it this weekend. We're gonna make it a little bit more practical for us. Instead of having the 5 garden beds, we're gonna consolidate it down to 3, but have them much wider. They are going to be, how many feet wide? 4 feet wide and 25 feet long. So we just have to push the dirt over right now. We're gonna do 2 feet for each row. We know that's not a lot, but this garden really isn't that big. So we'll just carry baskets around when we start picking our vegetables. And that's about it. So let's start on moving this dirt over so we can start making the first garden bed. You want me to move more? The next part of the process is chopping up all our lumber to create our 25-foot beds. So that's what we're gonna do next, and then we're gonna put it all together and see how the first bed comes out. One on the inside, right?
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter if I destroy this shit, huh?
No.
That's 4 inch? Oh no.
Almost.
Here, there you go. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is wrap the inside of the garden bed with plastic. So we finished our first garden bed. We're gonna mend the soil later on, but right now we have 2 more to get going on. Okay, so the next objective for this last row, in order to get it to be completed, is have to remove all our perennials out of the row before we can combine these last two rows together. So we just finished building our garden beds, and the next thing we gotta do is amend the soil. We're gonna be adding steer manure, and we're also gonna be putting some more soil in there, more garden soil to be specific, that we bought at Home Depot. And this will kind of help the drainage of our garden beds, because I believe that was the issue that we were having last year. So we're hoping to do this and that will help the problem out. We'll see.
Big round.
Yesterday we built our garden beds, which we're very proud of, and it looks way better than what it once was out here. And so today it's raining, and we started realizing that we don't have any worms in our garden, and worm castings is really good for the soil. Since it was raining, I went out and I went night crawler hunting. This is a good natural way of keeping your soil nice and fertilized.